By the time they graduate from high school, 70% of kids will have drunk alcohol, half will have tried an illegal drug, and about close to that many will have smoked or vaped nicotine. 1 in 5 will have used prescriptions off-label. These numbers are critical because one of the primary factors in developing substance use disorders is early exposure. It's a fact that the majority of people who have a substance use disorder began using before they were 18. For instance, if you start drinking, by 14, you have 7 times the chance of developing an alcohol problem than you would if you had waited until you were 21 or longer. So why do kids take these risks? Well, they're primed for those risks. And in fact, through most of our evolutionary history, high risk-taking and novelty-seeking and low respect for adults and authorities have benefited the population as a whole. It's great to have a bunch of contrary risk-takers living alongside more cautious folks so that we have a balance between progress and caution. And these changes are also really good for them individually because it helps them to develop their own identities. This tendency to experiment and take risks is built into the way the brain develops. There's a gap between the development of reward pathways and motivation, which happens quicker than those for caution and impulse control and abstract reasoning. And that serves them, again, by helping them to develop their identities, and it serves the rest of us. About 10,000 people die every day from drug abuse around the world, and I should have been one of those. I took my first drink at 13 and was off to the races. I spent the next 10 years taking as many mind-altering chemicals as I could get my hands on. And as a result of that, I was kicked out of 3 schools. I became homeless. I contracted hepatitis C. And I ended up in treatment right after my 23rd birthday. I thought it was going to be a spa. This was in the 80s, so I had no idea what treatment was. But I got to a treatment center, and they said there that if I wanted to live, I was going to have to be abstinent, which I thought was a terrible deal. I wasn't sure. But I figured there was a back way. If I had an illness that was killing me, I was going to figure out a cure for the illness, and then I would be able to use without dying. So I eventually got a PhD in neuroscience, and I've been researching in the field since then. And I haven't solved it, and nobody else has either. What we know is that addiction is characterized by craving and compulsive use, tolerance, meaning that the drug works less and less well over time, and dependence, so that when the drugs go away, you feel less good than normal.
Does someone you love suffer from drug addiction? Accidental drug overdoses are the #1 cause of unnatural deaths. Don't wait until it's too late. Call our 24/7 helpline at 1-800-648-6734. A caring addiction specialist is awaiting your call.